There are some very big rumblings happening in the AC/DC world right now. In fact, these are some things that we could never have expected to occur just a few months ago. AC/DC always keeps us guessing. Of course, they had Axl Rose performing with the band, and it appeared that he was going to be taking over duties as the vocalist permanently, but now there is a major twist that is occurring with two former members of AC/DC appearing to be back in the fold. This time, it's not just speculation based on witness accounts. There is actual photographic evidence here that we're going to show you in just a moment that would definitely indicate that we are getting classic AC/DC once again. In recent years, the band has dealt with the tragic loss of co-founder Malcolm Young, but then they've had the departure of Brian Johnson and Phil Rudd. The situation was complicated back then, with Brian Johnson being forced to leave the tour in the middle of their trek due to what a doctor told him was a dangerous level of hearing loss, and he was replaced on the road by Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose. Later, bassist Cliff Williams decided to retire at the end of that touring cycle. Of course, there was also this very troubling situation back in 2015. Phil Rudd, the band's drummer, was arrested for drug possession and allegedly threatening to kill an employee. It really looked like Phil Rudd was never going to return to the band, nor was Brian Johnson, especially because there was speculation at the time that vocalist Brian Johnson was in some way forced out of the band. Of course, that was never proven, but there were some allegations made that they just briskly moved on without him when he was sort of ready and prepared to come back himself. But now there is some very big news, this time not just speculation based on witness accounts. There's an actual photograph. A Canadian journalist claimed that Stevie Young and Phil Rudd were spotted in downtown Vancouver, and now there is someone who has an apartment located near Warehouse Studios. This is where the band has recorded their last 3 albums, and they've essentially been keeping a constant watch on the outside deck of that recording studio, and they have caught 2 very interesting characters popping outside on that deck to grab a drink and get some fresh air. As you can see in this photo, drummer Phil Rudd is seen having a laugh with none other than the band's former vocalist, their longtime vocalist, Brian Johnson, someone that people thought really was never going to return to the band. Likewise with Phil Rudd, this is a very interesting development. This photo was taken by Glenn Slavins and Crystal Lambert, who live nearby. At the time, a lot of people were saying that this was fake news. Those witness accounts could not have been accurate. It was something very shocking, and now we have this photo here. If you look closely, it's obviously Brian Johnson. It's obviously Phil Rudd. It's something that cannot be denied. This leads me to believe that we're gonna get a new AC/DC album with Brian Johnson on the vocals, with Phil Rudd behind the kit, and we're probably gonna get some shows. It seems like Phil Rudd has sorted out his drug woes, and Brian Johnson has dealt with his hearing issue, and all is right again in the AC/DC world. There were a lot of people that liked Axl Rose as the vocalist, but of course they didn't want to see him do a new album with them because it just didn't feel right, and now it looks like his temporary duties as the vocalist there on tour with them have been fulfilled, and they've worked it all out. This is just incredible. Of course, let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Rockfeed for breaking hard rock and heavy metal news. You can also become a member of Rockfeed. Hit that join button or click the link in the description for exclusive early access to interviews. We'll play your band on a monthly live stream. Get a bunch of really cool emojis and a badge next to your name in the comments that normal people can't get. So thanks so much for choosing Rockfeed, and we'll see you all very soon.